Hey everybody, Rosematter here. Welcome to part 20 of my Super Danganronpa Another 2 Let's Play. We are going to be beginning the Chapter 4 class trial after the death of kind of our moral support, the one who was holding everything together. Shinji, the ultimate firefighter, unfortunately was the latest victim, and I can't say it was a surprise based on previous games. That seems to be how things go, but it still sucks. He was a good character. And the circumstances around his death are quite strange, and that's saying something. This whole chapter has just felt off. So it'll be interesting to see how the class trial is going to go. If it's going to be as out there as Chapter 3's. Do I think it's going to, surpass that one? I don't think so. That's going to be very hard to do. But I hope it's going to be a good one. I don't think we've had any real bad class trials in this game, so I think this will be a good one as well. I hope it will. Also, just really quick, want to let you all know that I am going to be taking next week off of YouTube just to recuperate after the holidays, so there will be no videos next week. So I hope you will enjoy this. I will see you guys in a little bit. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the Chapter 4 class trial. Right, before we start the trial, let's equip some of the new skills that I've got. I do have a few more, and I've got a lot of skill points, so I can add that. Hot-Blooded, which increases the maximum influence by 3. Hospitality, which recovers 1 influence at the end of a trial or a trial phase. So I think that's all of them. Oh, Crosshair Dash. Crosshair speed is increased during non-stop debates in TTS. Okay, so I think I've got... Man, there's still so many I could have. I'm like barely using any of my skill points. So yeah, there we go. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and look over the bullets. Feels like there's not very many this time around. Yeah, not a lot of clues either, like not a lot of information. Estimate time of death, unknown. Place the body was discovered, unknown. Really? The place the body was discovered is unknown? Really? I was like, we should at least know where the place of the body was discovered, because there was literally a body discovery announcement. Cause of death unknown. Bottom part of the body is burnt, including fireproof suit. There were multiple sharp cuts on the abdomen and in various places. Stab wound. Shinji's neck seems to only have one neck wound when you first look at it, but upon closer inspection, there was another. The information wasn't in the Monocrow file, but it's hard to tell because the body is burnt too much. Bruises on body. There were scratches, cuts, and other injuries all over Shinji's body. If you see the Monocrow file, it states that there are some fractures and bruises. However, further details can't be looked into because of the burnt state of the body. Apparently, there was a fire inside the power room. Monocrow put the fire out eventually, but why would the killer do something so obvious like start a fire? There has to be a culprit behind the fire. Fragments of glass were smashed all over the power room and shattered around. They're irregular and quite sharp, which was mentioned in the Monocrow file. The glass fragments must have something to do with the case. Inside the power room, many of the unknown machines were destroyed. In addition, there was a large amount of blood on the rubble. These machines use electricity. They could burst and catch fire. Is this what caused the fire? There's a secret plate behind the wall on one side of the ventilation chamber. There's a door at the bottom of the stairs, but it feels the same as the front door of the Tower of Babel. Why does such a staircase even exist? A stun gun found on the floor next to the burning debris. It was burnt on the floor, meaning it must have been there since before the fire. From what Iroha said, I could get a few alibis for the time of the incident. Iroha and Yoroko were investigating together. Turi and Mikado were in the meeting room together. That's true, then those who don't have an alibi should be looked into. According to what Iroha said, when she was on the first floor, Sora fell from the top of the tower and disappeared. I think it's nonsense, but why would she make up a lie like that? It might have something to do with the incident. Yoroko left Sora after talking with her near the top of the tower, but couldn't find Sora for a while after that. They should have encountered each other. If Sora went downstairs, how did she disappear in such a short amount of time? So we have to assume that my disappearance happened around the time of the murder, so... Now, usually we have a situation where, like, the people who don't have alibi, or who have alibis, kind of end up becoming the people who are the most likely to be the culprit. Turi and Mikado, I think we can probably rule them out. Mikado was literally tied up. Iroha and Yoroko were investigating together. So the people who don't have... so there's Nikkei, Yuki, and me, right? That's me. It's not me anymore. I'm Shiobai. it's probably not me, meaning Shiobai, so Sora, Yuki, and Nikkei, I believe, are the other than Shiobai who don't have alibis. It'd be wild if I was the one who, like, if Shiobai was the killer. Okay, so there we go. We've looked over all the bullets. So yeah, let's go ahead and start the class trial. This is crazy that I'm actually playing Shiobai. It's funny, Shiobai is like such a... He's so good at this, but in the hands of me controlling him, watch him become a total bumbling fool. And people be like, man, it's almost like you're the killer and you're trying to intentionally get wrong answers. But it's like, no, I just have an idiot controlling me. Let's start with a basic explanation of the class trial. The result of the class trial will be determined by your votes. If you vote for the correct blackened, only they will be punished, but if you pick the wrong person, then everyone besides the blackened will be punished, and the blackened will graduate from the school trip. Now then, this is still so wild to me. Now then, let's first sit back and assess the situation like usual. The case is pretty much settled, so it shouldn't be too hard to solve. That being said, this case sure is different from all the other ones before, so I love the idea of I'm controlling someone who probably has an idea of who the killer is, and yet I am not too sure myself of who the killer is. I wonder how far these dimwits make it without my help. My, isn't it too quiet in here? I know we're running low on numbers, but let's try to keep our hopes up, everyone. Just shut up. Honestly, I don't have any idea what's going on, who's the culprit, and what really happened. You act as if this is a surprise. Eek, I can't hear you. Iroha, Mikado, you two should never speak up unless it's really needed, alright? I'd appreciate it if you didn't treat me the same as Mikado. Total shit show. And the people who acted as our leaders are now all gone. Not to mention you guys are being awfully quiet this time. I was just trying to lighten the mood. Sora. Yeah? You know, you'd usually lead us during class trials, remember? I know I might be asking for too much, but can you do it just once more? To be honest, it's just as Iroha said. Too many of us have died. Setsuka and Shinji, who were always up to rally us together. Kokoro, who led us through the dark with her genius brain. Even Kanade, who I can't call human in good faith, isn't here anymore. Yeah, and everyone except for us two aren't even trying to speak up. What do you mean? I'm doing my sincerest best to be cooperative here. Please, I can't do this alone. Can you help me? I would like to help with the trial, but it's not like I'm particularly smart or anything. All the trials so far have been possible because I got the help from Kokoro or Kanade. I couldn't have done it alone, and if I'm being honest with myself, I still don't have any idea what happened in this case. Let's all think together. I know we've suffered another loss, but we aren't dead yet. We've even survived through imprisonment, so if we work together, we'll be sure to... Work together to do what? It's just gonna be one of the Void's plans anyway, and one of us will die again. Yuki, I know you're sad because Shinji's dead, but are you really going to give up just like that? I said this before, but don't lose hope. There is a way, I know it. Fine, I'll at least pretend to have hope. We have Shiobai. What? We still have Shiobai. Even he doesn't want to die, right? So he'll solve the trial for us. It just drives me crazy how helpless Iroha is. Like, I don't know if it's weaponized incompetence or whatever, or she truly is this, like, lazy and just not believing in her abilities, although she is a little dumb sometimes. But just to be like, I don't have to do anything because someone else will do everything for us. Well, he really isn't the type to do the dirty work himself unless no one else is up for it, so we probably have to figure out some stuff on our own until he feels it's necessary to cooperate. Alright, I'm sorry. I guess I was being a bit too down. Yuriko said it well. We can't die here. Let's use our heads together like we always did. There's no need for that. Oh, we already have our culprit. What? Yuki, you're the culprit, aren't you? What? Yuki's the blackened? Care to explain this fucking nonsense? Yeah, you've been quiet this whole time, and now you say you know the culprit? Don't play dumb with me. You know you can't when we were both there at the crime scene with Shinji when it happened. Whoa, what? What do you mean? Explain yourself. This is a class trial, so we should all be on an equal footing for there to be a logical discussion. So allow me to explain everything that happened before and after Shinji's death. But before that, I'd like to emphasize the fact that the person who's most connected to this case is me. So you say yourself are the key to this case, hmm? Some of you already know this, but after we were freed from our imprisonment, I picked up my book in the Oracle room, just like always, when I found something peculiar written inside mine. Something peculiar? Oh, that's right. Iroha wasn't here for this. It said one of us was actually helping Void behind our backs, right? Eh? What? I never even heard. I remember. I also recall that Nikkei suspected Shinji as the spy. The people I gathered in the meeting room already knew this info. I also told you I'd try to speak with Shinji alone as a Void member. And just like I promised, I called Shinji over to the power room. Oh, Shiobai, that's like, I wonder if he... Because this is probably his first time hearing about Nikkei being a Void member. I was trying not to be too direct with Shinji, and things were going smoothly. But unbeknownst to us, Yuki had snuck in and was eavesdropping on us. What? Oh, really? You don't even know what actually happened. If you're gonna be like that, then I believe I also have a say in this. As you said, I was definitely in the room when it happened, but I was unconscious because someone had ambushed and stunned me. Whoa, someone ambushed you? When? Right after we had the conversation in the meeting room. I lost consciousness. When I came to, I was already in the power room. Do you have any proof? What was that? Because of your statement just now, my statement of you being in the power room was proven to be true. But can you do the same to your statement of you being ambushed? How could I prove that? I don't even know who attacked me. Huh, what good are those words if you can't even prove them? You went to the power room because you wanted to. What? That's just... So, then what? What happened after Yuki showed up? While I was distracted with Yuki, Shinji suddenly attacked me. Oh, Shinji attacked you. It was right then I lost consciousness, so I don't actually know what happened after that. But one thing I can say for sure is when I came to, Shinji was dead and Yuki had disappeared. Ooh, this is getting interesting right off the jump. By those statements, Yuki's no doubt the Blackened. Yuki, is this true? Did you really kill Shinji? Of course it's not true. Why would I kill Big Bro? Then tell us. Tell us what happened after I passed out. Nothing. Yeah, it's just like Nikkei said. It did look like Big Bro took Nikkei down. I don't know if it was because he was the traitor, but I was afraid I was going to get attacked as well, so I ran away. Is that all? Yeah, I don't know why or how Big Bro died, okay? Then who killed Shinji? I don't know. If both of them are telling the truth, then we must have a third party that's the true culprit. No, we don't need the existence of a third party to explain this case. Sora! Nikkei, you said after you woke up, Shinji was already dead, and Yuki had disappeared? Yep. And what did you do afterwards? What do you mean? Of course, I just ran away because I got scared. I thought I was going to get killed when he attacked me after all. Nikkei, allow me to say the very words you just said to Yuki. But can you prove it? Oh shit, so Sora's just saying that Nikkei's the killer. What? If Yuki killed Shinji, that means you were there unconscious when the crime had occurred. Even if you were knocked out, don't you think it's weird that Yuki would murder someone when he didn't know when you were going to wake up or not? Rather, you had the perfect chance to kill Shinji after Yuki left. Not to mention, you were left alone with Shinji in the room. A way to prove my words, well, I can't say I have such a method, but when I woke up, Shinji was dead with blood spewing out of his neck. That much I can say for sure. So you're saying you're not the culprit? Of course. At least I have no reason to kill him. You're suggesting I have? Both of you, shut up. We can't solve anything if we're just shouting meaningless words at each other. We've got to use logic to deduce stuff. I think Nikkei is the suspicious one here. I mean, can we even believe his words on there being an insider to the Void? Perhaps he was trying to break our group's harmony with those words and plotting to get rid of Shinji. What the hell's wrong with you, Sora? Did I do something to you? What would I gain from lying like that? It's funny because Sora was the one who was like, let's believe in Nikkei, and now she's completely flipped. It's like her personality's completely changed. It's just, I can't trust you. You're the culprit after all. You're a Void. Of course you're the culprit. This does not sound like Sora. This does not sound like her at all. This is very strange. What? It's like it's like she's been reprogrammed to act like someone else. Don't you think it's weird he suddenly suspects Yuki for everything out of nowhere? You think so too, right, Yuki? Sora, is something wrong? You're kind of acting a bit... Huh, so this is the friendship and trust you guys were talking about. I mean, who could I blame? I'm a bloody criminal. I should be glad you'd even listen to me. Well, I'm sorry that a fucking sinner like me tried to save your asses. Stop it, Nikkei. And Sora, that was too far. Please, everyone, let's try to stay focused on the trial and save the unrelated stuff for later, okay? No, he's the culprit. I'm sure of it. Like, Sora has never been like this right at the beginning, to be so sure of something and to not, like, enter, like, it's like, let's ask questions, let's talk it out. this is very strange. And how about we all vote for me? Let's all just fail the trial and die together. Ah, shit, here we go again. I thought they could last for at least 5 minutes, but nope. I guess I have to step up and do something, as if I haven't got more annoying stuff to deal with. Alright, Nikkei is the culprit. And why is that? You're the one who was with Shinji last, that's why. Weren't you in the better position to murder Shinji than Yuki? You've got no proof, it's all just speculation. The logic applies to the same to Yuki as well. I'm not the culprit. Would you all stop fighting and calm down? Oh wow, okay, that's it. In the power room that happened, but when I think about it, somebody just contradicted that. Okay. Alright, let's look over the things here. So we had the bruises on the body. What was the other one? Was it Yuriko's account? Shoot, I can't remember what the other one was. Bruises on body. Burn marks. Oh, okay. The bruises on the body. And the burn marks. Okay, there's a fire inside the power room. Oh, yeah. Why would the fire do something like start a fire? Okay, so it's gotta be that about the burn marks. So I don't know if it's that necessarily. Okay, let's try this. The thing that they say after. Okay. Hey, Albino, what's gotten into you? Shiobai, how can you be so sure the reporter was the last one to be with Shinji? It's almost as if you actually witnessed the entire thing. Lay off, Shiobai. Nikkei himself said it, remember? When he woke up, only he was there with Shinji. That's only if we assume nobody else interfered after the reporter left. How the hell can you not remember the fire? If we're going by your words, Nikkei was the last one to leave the place, so he must have been the arsonist. So, reporter, give us the news. Did you cause the fire, eh? Of course not. I know nothing about how the place caught on fire. That's wrong. He must have caused it. Why are you so dead set on that? Shiobai, why are you interrupting our discussion? I thought you weren't interested in our business. Just shut up and mind your own business. We'll take care of it from here. Is it just me or did Sora get, really scary? Sora, I think you need to calm down. I get it. We all hate Shiobai. But this is a class trial. We should listen to him at the very least. Yeah, that's right. Sora normally would welcome Shiobai coming in with his opinion and, like, his perspective. Oh yeah, Shiobai even won against Kanade. Shiobai, you're being our hero again, right? Shut up. I'm doing this because I want to save time, idiot. If I just do nothing, this whole trial will consist of pointless fighting between you people. Besides, there's something I need to check out immediately after the trial. And what's that? Now, let's get to talking Albino. Okay, that's probably important. Just these little one-off comments, right? You gotta keep in... When he says, there's something I need to check after the trial. Let's get to talking, Albino. He said even if there was a third party involved, it's obvious who the culprit is. And how can you be sure of it? Every case could have an infinite number of variables that have yet to be uncovered. The you I knew all this time wouldn't do something as stupid as this. No, maybe you just overestimated me. I just believe that Yuki's not the culprit. But Sora, that is a baseless claim. By that reasoning, there's no reason to believe Nikkei's the culprit as well. Oh, would you just shut up? Why is it always me getting scrutinized? I'm no Kokoro Mitsume, but I'd say I'm also pretty good at reading people's minds. And you, Albino, are acting very anxious right now. No, I think you've got the wrong idea. Now what? No. Why in the world would you be anxious right now? Yuki Maeda and Nikkei Yomiuri are debating right now. Why should you be anxious about that? Oh, wait, Shiobai. Just to be sure, you'd better not be suggesting Sora's the culprit, are you? That would be crazy. Sora, the culprit? Hell if I know. So you don't know? You think I'm superhuman or something? To solve something, I need to deduce it. To deduce something, I need clues. So in order to solve this trial, we need to talk about it more. Dig for more hidden clues instead of fighting. I couldn't have said it better myself, but doesn't it feel kind of odd when it's coming from Shiobai? It's almost like Shiobai and Sora have switched personality. Well, no, actually that's not true. I don't think Shiobai would be this confrontational or like this. No, Shiobai is a very analytical person. He wouldn't be acting like Sora right now. It almost is like a different personality got implanted into Sora, or Sora is like acting weird on purpose to like throw things off. It's almost like maybe her phasing through the floor. It just shows that maybe a different person, like a personality, like it got changed. I don't know what's going on with her. The fact that we're not playing as Sora itself, right? That's got to be a clue to something. Kokoro knew the culprit from the start, you know? Guys, Shiobai's right. I think we're a bit too heated right now. Don't you feel ashamed of yourselves? Even Shiobai knows this isn't the right thing to do. How about we calm down and start over? Turia, you haven't said a word since we've arrived here. Could you please participate? You don't need my help, because I won't be of any help. Just treat me like I'm a nobody from now on. Why are you suddenly so depressed about this? It's your life on the line too, you know? If he doesn't want to participate, then just leave him be. He probably wants to just collect himself before his inevitable doom. So everybody's just breaking character now? Yeah, it's weird. It is like, some of us are definitely... Our personalities have gone all weird. Alright, I'll apologize to Nikkei. How about we talk this over once more? I agree completely with Shiobai. This isn't like you. We should have acted more reasonably. Now then, instead of pointing fingers at each other, we should look at this, what direction should we take? I guess you aren't quite the leader type, Hiroko. Oh, Iroha, shut the fuck up. You're not any better. Since I want to end this quickly, consider this a treat. There are only 3 people related to this case. You don't need to worry about anyone else. Yuki Maeda, Nikkei Yomiuri, and Albino Girl. Talk about what each of these 3 did over the last few hours and the case is finished. Everyone else is innocent. Shiobai, may I return the very words you said to me? How can you be so sure of that? Instinct. What? I got good instincts. Well, I am half joking right now. You think this is funny? We need logical proof right now, not some nonsensical jokes. Are they fucking kids or something? Do I really have to spell everything out? I guess I've got to show them the proof. The proof everyone else other than those 3 are innocent. That's gonna be the alibi list. Bubblehead. I'm talking to you, Bubblehead. What? Oh, you're talking about me? Wait, how would I know that if you don't call me by my name? Quit your yappering. Tell them your account that you told me during the investigation. Oh, you mean the one about the alibis, right? Oh, so you've been investigating as well, Shiobai. I mean, you always did your best while nobody was looking, granted. Alibi? What alibi? Well, Shiobai asked me our whereabouts since lunchtime till the body announcement. I've been with Yuriko this whole afternoon, and Tori and Mikado were in the breakfast room together, right? Oh, I see. Because I was with Iroha and Toria was with Mikado, we all have sound alibis. So everyone excluding us 4 will be our prime suspects. Nice work, Shiobai. And those suspects would be Nikkei, Yuki, and Sora. You heard him, so you 3 should quit your bullshit and tell us what you've been doing. I wonder if Sora's gonna turn this around and be like, Shiobai, what were you doing? Because we don't know what Shiobai was up to all this time. Oh, okay, we got a lot here. Alright. Alright, I've already said everything I did. I called Shinji to the power room and was talking with him. I passed out after getting attacked by Shinji. And when I woke up, Shinji was dead. I got startled, so I ran away. Same for me. I got attacked by someone, and because it looked like Big Bro was attacking Nikkei, I fled the place on the spot. I was investigating the top floor and met Yuriko. After we spoke for a while, I stayed there. Okay, so this is where we're gonna get into until the body discovery announcement. After I heard it, I came back down. Okay, there's only one thing I need to think about. Do their statements match the alibis I investigated? Okay, so let's take a look at what we got here. Okay, so we got Iroha's account, right? Or is it Yuriko's account? Okay, hold on. Okay, I think it might be Yuriko's, but Iroha did say about how Sora fell from the top of the tower and disappeared, so it could be either of them. I feel like it might be Yuriko's, so I'm gonna go ahead with that one. Wait, what did you just say? What? I just said I was investigating. On the top floor, you said. Weird. Kinda contradictory, eh? I don't know what you're talking about. What you just said contradicts what the hostess said a while ago. What I said? You talked with Albino Girl, right? Asked her where she was all this time and all that? And you said you parted ways with Albino on the top floor and waited near the stairs afterwards. But she never came down, and no sign of her on the top floor. That's what you said, correct? So you were eavesdropping, you creep. Putting aside how creepy Shiobai is, if that is indeed true, then our dear Sora would be lying to us right now. No way. So, what's the deal here, Albino? So, did Sora really... Wait, there must be some mistake. There's no way Sora's the culprit. Huh, I never said anything about her being the culprit. Where'd you get that idea? Well, there is one thing for sure. Albino Girl went to the power room, culprit or no. And she's hiding that from us for some reason. So, like, did she phase through the floor to wherever that door led to in the secret staircase, and that's how she was maybe able to get to the power room? So why don't we clear that up first? Okay, here we go. This feels so weird and wrong. Oh no, rebuttal showdown. I never lied, Shiobai, and I'm not the culprit. That I can swear is the truth. If you really suspect me that much, I will personally cut down your words. Alright, we got quite a few here to choose from. What I said to Yuriko is the truth. Oh, it's just that Yuriko, oh shit, somehow missed me. I investigate the top floor. It's just that I never left the top floor. Okay. Alright, that's gonna be Iroha's account. Whoa, talk about being desperate, but it doesn't matter. She keeps saying something that contradicts the evidence. That's all I gotta focus on. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and equip that now. And, fire! Oh, I just missed it! No! Oh, shoots. Dang it. Okay. There we go. Sad as that is, I think that's the best I've ever done on a rebuttal showdown. This is just not my game. You didn't come down. Or did you mean to say you didn't come down using the stairs? I don't get what you're trying to say. I meant I didn't come down at all. I literally meant I stayed there investigating. Then how would you explain what Bubblehead saw? What? Who, me? You said so, right? That albino girl fell from the top floor. Yeah, but that... Wait, hold up. What did you just say? Sora fell from up there. Well, I'm not entirely sure if it was actually Sora, but shortly after we each picked our books. I was on the first floor, and as I was going up, I saw someone falling from above. And you're saying that someone was Sora? You think this is some kind of joke? If someone actually fell from that height, we would have a trial for 2 dead people right now. There's no way someone could survive that kind of fall. I know, you're right. What? So what are you trying to say? I'm being totally honest here, so please hear me out. I don't know how it happened, but she just went through the ground and disappeared. Somebody bring a doctor or something. She's clearly lost her mind. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I really did see it. And then this is probably where Shiobai would be like, I tested it with my lighter, and she's telling the truth. I saw Sora disappear through the floor. Didn't you say just now you weren't quite sure it was Sora? Why are you changing the story? 'Cause I saw a lot of white. By Bubblehead's words, we can see that albino girl fell from the top floor to the power room. You know what? Shiobai wears a lot of white, too. That would be wild if Shiobai was actually the murderer and we're taking control of him as he's trying to cover up his own crime. And then maybe it's some... That'd be wild if... Because Shiobai, he's never said what he was up to. Shiobai, for all we know, could be the killer, and we're taking control of him as he's trying to steer it away to someone else. Because he cleverly said that, like, these are the people that don't have alibis, but he never said himself what he was doing during all this. So maybe at some point, maybe it is Shiobai's the killer, and we're going to switch at some point back over to Sora as we take him down. But I still don't know why Sora's being so weird this trial. What kind of idiots do you think we are? I thought you were the smart one here. This isn't some fantasy. This is reality we're dealing with. Reality, huh? What difference does that make? I mean, we're technically not in reality right now, are we? So he knows about this. What? How did you... Huh, did the reporter spread the news already? Well, how I knew that fact isn't the issue right now. The important thing is, as long as we're in a virtual world, what she said isn't so impossible. I'm not saying that everything is possible just because we're in a virtual world. So there's a lot of... It's funny, the whole thing about virtual world, there's a lot of connections between different trials, it seems like. We've got the whole thing about being trapped in a place and starving, like I believe in Danganronpa 1, or Danganronpa another one with the 4th trial. We've got the death of, like, the big, nice character, which is pretty consistent with class trials, 4th class trials. And then even a little bit of, like, with V3, I believe the 4th class trial took place in a literal virtual world when they were in that game. I'm not saying everything's possible just because we're in a virtual world. There are some rules and logic behind all this. Phasing through the floor and then suddenly teleporting does sound pretty unrealistic, but considering the tower's structure, the power room should be located under the 1st floor. And under there should be another room. The evidence to support that is... If you push the wall with cracks inside the power room, there are stairs that lead to another floor below. At the end of those stairs, there's a door that seemingly leads to a secret room, but it won't open. Just like the main entrance of the tower while we were trapped. So, I fail to see how that makes any difference. If Sora did fall through the 1st floor and went below, then she might have arrived at that place beneath the power room. If there's a room below the power room connected to it, that means you can enter the power room through that place. Wait. Even if there was some stairs leading below the power room, that doesn't necessarily prove that there's a room beneath it, right? The stairs might have been there for decoration or something. Though there's no definitive proof about that place's existence, I do have some clues supporting the phasing theory. What do you mean? I tested it myself when I dropped my lighter from the top floor, just like Bubble has said. The lighter was nowhere to be seen. What? So you mean the lighter also went through the floor and disappeared? Just like Iroha said happened with Sora? Are you sure about that? Maybe you just missed it. I do agree it's a ridiculous theory. Didn't have time to experiment it thoroughly. Though, this evidence does increase the credibility of the theory. And we actually have someone who can testify whether it's true or not. Albino should know herself if it actually happened to her. Sora, did you really go to the power room? Why? I don't know what you're talking about. And even if I really did go through the floor and arrived under the power room, how would I have survived such a fall? That's if you consider the problem from a realistic point of view. Considering we're working with a what if you went through the actual fucking floor, don't you think asking about fall damage is pointless? It's a virtual reality. The sky is literally limitless. This cannot be called conclusive reasoning. We must calculate the case through logic and order. You're basically throwing everything out the window and saying, because virtual reality, how could any of this be seen as logical reasoning? What you said was true, then I doubt there's even any meaning to this trial anymore. You think I'm the one who makes these damn rules? Believe me, I don't want to do it this way any less than you do. Sure, the rules are basically non-existent, but who cares? All's well that ends well, I'd say. I'm all for it, if it's the most efficient route. If I can pin down the culprit and end this class trial, who cares about how we reach the conclusion? Even ignoring all that, suppose my reasoning really is complete BS, then why the hell are you getting so flustered about it? Look around, albino girl. Take a look at what's become of this trial. Sora, you didn't, right? Well, there's no denying at this point that Sora is the prime suspect of this case. No, you're wrong. Shut the hell up, Mikado. How did we even arrive here? Wasn't this trial about Nikke and Yuki suspecting each other? I told you, the case is literally about 3 people. Yuki Maeda, the reporter, and Albino Girl. Nikke Yomiuri and Yuki Maeda testified they both lost their consciousness, so the only person who was awake to see the whole thing was Albino. So unbeknownst to Yuki and to me, Sora was related to all this? No wonder you're confused. We didn't even have all the info yet. Sora. Now, speak. Tell me what you did in this case. Oh. There is one thing I need to ask. Iroha, you said you saw me fall from above? But didn't you also say you were with Yuriko this whole afternoon? Oh, what? Oh, yeah, I met up with Yuriko after I saw the whole thing. Oh shit, so she's gonna be like, so there was a time you were by yourself. Sora, answer me, don't tell me you didn't. Did you really? Are you really the culprit? Yuriko, I'm not the culprit. The culprit is Nikke. She's really coming back to Nikke, huh? What? You're still on about... No, you're the culprit. There's literally no other way. I'm not bluffing either. It's because of something only I know about. So, you did do something. What does she mean by that? Oh, I wonder if, like, she said she saw what happened? Though we can't confirm whether she's the culprit or not. One thing is for sure. This case went through a lot of people's hands. Please explain, Sora. As you've deduced, I did go to the power room, and I saw it. Shinji bleeding on the ground and Yuki running away from him. Yuki? What? What? What are you talking about? Yuki, you can't hide it anymore. If you don't tell us the truth, we can't proceed with the trial anymore. No way. Wait, what? So Sora and Yuki were accomplices or something? I don't believe it. You saw my crime? There must be some mistake. Oh, my crime, eh? So you did attack Shinji. Oh, I thought that was just a weird thing where he said, like he's saying, oh, you saw my crime, huh? Like, not actually literally being like, wow, Yuki attacked Shinji. See, I told you, Yuki's the one. I think we might have to hear what happened from Yuki before we listen to Sora's story. The thing is, we don't know what the cause of death was. Was it the I would assume it would be the throat cut, but it could be the fire. Well, this is getting messy. I guess I gotta hear their stories first. Alright, I saw it myself. Shinji lying on the ground and Yuki running away from the crime scene. See? I told you, Yuki was the blackened. Why the hell would I stab Big Bro? Even the Monocrow file mentioned the wound on the neck caused by something sharp. But at the crime scene there wasn't anything— oh, well, this one's easy. It does seem weird Yuki would attack Shinji when they were practically brothers. I know we shouldn't put emotion into the equation, but with no definite or definitive proof, I think I'll have a hard time. Okay, this is a problem. We'll have to settle Yuki's story. I thought it said Yuri there. Someone like Yuki Maeda is terrible at lying. He's going to panic and make a mistake eventually. I just need to catch when it happens. Okay, here it is. That's a really bad lie, Yuki. You must be desperate. No sharp weapons, my ass. The floor was literally full of them. The floor was full of weapons? I assume you're talking about the glass shards. Yeah, though I wasn't able to find one that had blood on it due to the fire. The weapon is 100% one of those shards. But I still wouldn't have any reason to stab Big Bro. Huh, you know what's funny? Nobody here even said Shinji Kasai was stabbed to death. Oh. Well, I mean, if you look at the Monocrow file, you could see that he did get a cut mark, right? Like, that he had a neck wound. The girl only said he was attacked, and the reporter said he was on the floor dead. You're the only one who's saying he was stabbed. Why is that? What? Well, if you look at Big Bro's neck, the wound is Sure, the neck did have a deep stab wound, but do you really think anyone else other than me noticed that? What do you mean? Stab wound? Yuki, what are you talking about? The wound on Shinji's neck... Oh, okay, that's why. Okay. I was wondering about that. That's right, because, Shiobai said that, like, he opened up the neck and he saw there was, like, a second part to it. The wound on Shinji's neck wasn't a stab wound, it was more like a cut, wasn't it? Oh, dude, what's going on? Idiots as usual. I'm not even surprised at this point. I've got to wonder, is it even worth explaining it to them? Simply put, one's a cut and the other's a stab wound. As I expected, you all thought there was only a cut in his neck, but there's a stab wound beneath it at a similar angle. Judging by its state of the stab wound, it must have been made first. In other words, Shinji Kasai was stabbed in the throat once and then cut once more afterwards. Ouch. So there are two different wounds. I never knew that. Only Shiobai would have known such an intricate difference between them. And yet, Yuki specifically said he was stabbed when nobody other than Shiobai acknowledged that. You know, it's funny how Sora was like, it's definitely Nikke, and now it seems like it's Yuki. Hey, Yuki, it's time you stop avoiding this. Just tell us what you did. It's alright, Yuki. What? You're not the culprit, that much I can guarantee. So, it's time for you to tell the truth. No matter what happens, I will protect you. Sora? What in the world? I'm sorry, I should be better off dead. I've done something terrible. I stabbed Big Bro, like you said, with a glass shard on the neck. Ugh! Yuki, calm down. I know I asked you to ignore me, but can I say just one thing? I know for a fact a person like you wouldn't stab Shinji without a good reason. That I agree with. Just what happened between you two? The beginning is the same as what I told you before. After Nikke said Big Bro could be the traitor, I was being cautious while investigating. When I suddenly got attacked by someone from behind. After being ambushed, I lost consciousness, and when I came to, Nikke was knocked down on the floor, and Big Bro was holding a gun in his hands with a scary-looking expression. Yeah, that part's the same as what I experienced. I was scared. I didn't know if it was what Nikke told us, but it didn't feel like the Big Bro I knew. You all know how he acted weird lately, right? The PTSD stuff. I'm so scared that I was frozen when he suddenly came right at me. I thought that Nikke had just been killed by Big Bro, so when I thought I was about to be killed, my body reacted without thinking. I grabbed the shard of glass lying on the ground, and he went straight for his neck. Hold on. Why did he attack Nikke and Yuki in the first place? Man, this can all be surmised as, like, characters that are acting out of character, I suppose. A lot of them seem to be. Well, obviously he was a traitor, just as I suspected. After being pressed by me, he revealed his true colors. What? But I thought... Even as he was stabbed by me, he grabbed and threw my body. If I stayed still, I might have died from that. Next thing I knew, he crashed into the wall. The ceiling and the wall came down, and Big Bro was buried under the debris while bleeding out. When everything was over, the horrible realization came over me. That I had killed someone. I get what you're saying, but there's no reason to be that hard on yourself. If you're telling the truth, then it was more like it was an accident than a murder. But the rules of the killing school trip never consider the context of things. If there's a dead body, someone has to pay the price. By your logic, Hibiki's case was an accident as well, as she was only used by Kanade. I know that. Don't you talk back to me. Yuki, what happened next? What do you mean what happened next? My mind went blank. All that I thought to myself was that I needed to get away from that place, far away. So this is why Yuki has been, like, especially just... basically like, I don't care what happens, fine, maybe, like, we all deserve to die or whatever, because he thinks that he killed Shinji. And you didn't get rid of the evidence? Yeah, as Hostess said, it was more of an accident than a murder. That's why Yuki ran away on the spot without doing anything. And Albino Girl witnessed Yuki Maeda running away, but what did Sora say about Nikke? About, like, she's like, he's the killer. And I can prove it. Sounds like everything's starting to come together. You're right. I guess this is the end for me. I'm sorry for lying. But even if it was an accident, when I killed Big Bro, it was actually... I just wanted to live. Yuki, it's not over yet. You're not the culprit. What do you mean? I stabbed Big Bro. That feeling of sharp glass plunging into his flesh is still haunting me. The culprit is still Nikke. Sora, you've been at it consistently saying I'm the culprit. Are you trying to pick a fight with me? Do you think I'm gonna keep tolerating your shit? I feel like I need to apologize to you in advance. What for? Now that Yuki has come clean, it's my turn. After I went to the power room and witnessed Yuki running away from the crime scene, the first thought that came to me was that I couldn't just let Yuki be the Blackened. Oh, what? I don't know why. Maybe it was from witnessing my friend committing murder, or maybe it was something else. But I wasn't ready to let Yuki down just yet. Did you just cut to the chase? You're really dragging things out. What'd you do? I want you to first understand that at the time I didn't fully comprehend what had happened. All that I knew was that Yuki had definitely stabbed Shinji, and Nikke was knocked out cold. I tried to be calm and walked up to Shinji when I noticed something. At that moment, Shinji was still alive and breathing. Wait, hold on, wait a minute. Did Sora, like, use Nikke's unconscious body to finish the job? How do you do— okay. In this case, if you use an unconscious person to kill somebody, can the unconscious person technically be the Blackened? Because they have, I guess it's like they said with Hibiki. Hibiki was like in a state where she didn't know what she was doing. So I guess you could say the same with an unconscious person. So Sora literally, like, what, used Nikke while he was knocked out to finish him off? Whoa, what? He was alive after getting stabbed in the throat? Is that really the truth? Maybe it wasn't a direct hit, I don't know for sure, but he was alive, probably only for a few minutes more. I first thought of healing him, but it wasn't like I had any medical experience, and if Shinji died while doing so, Yuki would be the Blackened for his death. So I decided to take action. What did you do? I decided to protect Yuki. I decided to make him not the culprit. And that's how she can say definitively that Nikke is the culprit. Sora, you didn't. Yes, I delivered the finishing blow. Oh, wait, what? Large cut on the neck was caused by me. Sora, are you crazy? If you did that, you would be. Why? Why would you do such a thing for someone like me? Perhaps I had a better option, but at the time, this was the only option I could think of. It was like I was getting led on by some strange memory. Oh, so I'm wondering here, like, Sora is maybe secretly, she's the follower of, what's his name, Utsuro? And Yuki, Utsuro, Sora losing her memories. Maybe she's a disciple or a follower of him, like Akane was. And she's like, I have to, like, something told me to protect him. That would make Sora the culprit. But it doesn't end there. You'll probably all despise me for this, but I'll tell you the truth. Sora? Hiding the fact I went to the power room, insisting on things without any evidence to back it up. I apologized for everything, but I couldn't bring myself to tell the truth. But I must tell you all the truth about the horrible sin I've committed. Even as I was thinking about doing something as despicable of ending Shinji's life, I still valued my life. She's like, but I didn't value Nikke. Fuck Nikke. Probably because she's like, he's a void, so he matters the least between the three of us. My body was trying to save Yuki, while in my head, I still didn't want to die. So I used someone else's hand instead. Wow, even Shiobai is surprised by this. What do you mean? Well, I did cut Shinji's throat. I didn't do it myself, but I used the hands of somebody else to do it. Somebody else's hands? I don't get what you're trying to say. Oh my gosh, Nikke! Poor guy. Amazing. I never would have expected such a result. If Albino Girl's telling the truth, that we have our culprit. The culprit's identity is... That feels so fucking unfair, just like with Hibiki. But even less so, like, even more so this feels unfair. Nikke was literally unconscious. There was only one other person at the crime scene. Nikke, Albino Girl used your unconscious hand instead. I'm so sorry. No fucking way. This is crazy. Wait, oh my gosh. This feels like this is gonna be kind of a shorter one, doesn't it? I feel like I haven't been playing that long. Wow. Well, we're not finishing it off here. I was like, this would be a good place, I know, to end it, but nah, this is too short of an episode. We're gonna keep going. This could just be a really short trial, especially after, like, the last one, which was super, super long. What was the first thought that came to me? Shock, horror, fear, rage. These feelings could be considered the normal reaction. The entire situation was completely surreal to me after all. When I look back, however, the first emotion I felt was Awe. Why was I in such awe as I watched it happen? Why did I feel awe for witnessing Yuki almost kill Shinji? Perhaps it was because of that awe that I did such a thing. If I just let things be like this, then he would become the Blackened. There would be a class trial, and he would be executed. And I can't let that happen. I should be the one to protect him. I tell myself as I tried to ignore and resist it. But that voice rang inside me clear as clear can be. The voice of a demon hiding somewhere deep within me. I gripped the glass shard using Nikkei's unconscious hand, and I cut Shinji's throat, right then and there. Does that mean Nikkei is the Blackened? So that was why Sora was so insistent on Nikkei being the culprit. Yeah, and only she knew this. Even Nikkei didn't know himself that he was the culprit, but to tell what happened would be to announce the sin she had committed, so she hesitated on it, as you'd expect from her. Don't you fuck with me. What the hell did you do with my treasured hand? Nikkei, why don't we calm down first? And I mean, this is a valid crash out. Guys, he is totally in his right to be upset. Calm down? How can anyone calm down from this shit? Even I would be bewildered by this turn of events if I was the one experiencing it. To be the culprit without even knowing it? This doesn't count. This class trial shouldn't count. I did literally nothing. Sora's obviously the culprit here. I have nothing to say. I'm just so sorry. You think sorry's gonna solve my problem? If I turn out to be the Blackened, I'm gonna die. But I thought you said that dying here doesn't mean you die for real. If this was the real world, I never would have tried such a thing. I know that's a petty excuse, but after all this is over, I'll make it up in any way possible. So please. But this is going way too far. Didn't I also tell you that we don't know what could happen to our bodies even if we die? You're basically telling me to endure whatever that's going to happen to me as long as it's not death? That's not what I meant. If you knew so well you weren't going to really die from this, then why didn't you sacrifice yourself? Or did you really want to continue this killing school trip that badly? I betrayed the Voids, I helped you out, I did all that, and you act like this, you little... I hate to break this moment, but is there any reason to continue the trial anymore? Damn. What? Well, if Sora's telling the truth, then Nikkei's the culprit, right? Oh, Iroha probably deep down is like, if we can get rid of Nikkei, he's the only other Void other than me, and I don't have to worry about, like, him possibly spilling the beans on it. That is ice cold, Iroha. There's no reasoning or puzzle solving or whatever, but yeah, we do have a culprit based on our results. Then why don't we just end it here? I don't want to be in this place anymore. Besides, Nikkei was originally the one to... Oh. Wait, hold on. Why are we even believing her in the first place? Forget logic. Why are we even believing this I killed Shinji using Mr. Nikkei's hands BS? She could have just made it up on the spot. I get why you're unwilling to believe it, but believe it or not, her story does have some ground. It matched with Yuki's confession earlier, not to mention with the statements that the others had made. But even so, she hoped I said it well, so why don't we vote? Wait, guys, just one more thing. I'm not trying to cover up for Nikkei or anything, but Nikkei doesn't have any intention, or sorry, Nikkei didn't have intent to murder, according to Sora, right? What? I was just unsure if someone using Nikkei, who was unconscious to murder Shinji, would really count as Nikkei being the culprit. What? I don't understand. Huh, good call, hostess girl. Girl's got a point. I also believe it's too early to decide on who's the culprit. If Nikkei can be considered a murder method, then we'd have albino girls our culprit instead. So yeah, you gotta think about the semantics of it. Like, Hibiki, yes, she was kind of under control of Kanade, but she was still conscious. And she did the action herself. Whereas Nikkei was literally unconscious. So yes, is he like an accessory to murder, or he's literally the murderer, right? Nikkei is the murder weapon. Care to explain? Whether Nikkei could be considered albino girl's murder weapon or not. I meant it literally. What? Nikkei himself was the murder weapon? That's impossible. How can one consider a human being as a weapon? Have you asked Monocrow to confirm that? What? Did you ask Monocrow if Nikkei was decided as the culprit of this case? In the case of Kanade, she asked in advance if her murder could be considered a double Blackened murder. It was to avoid any messy confusion afterwards. Well, it definitely seems like she did it in the spur of the moment. She wouldn't have had time to ask him. I mean, you should have known by now that there's no 100% positives in class trials. I didn't think that far ahead. See? Even she's unsure of it. Oh wait, I don't know if Nikkei could be considered a weapon or not, but We do consider it to be that way. Does that mean... Yep, albino girl would be the culprit to kill Shinji using her murder weapon of choice, Nikke. I see. So this is a matter of deciding who's the culprit between Sora and Nikke. Let's applaud Yuriko, who gave this crucial insight on the case. You might have even let Nikke live another day. Yuriko's like, no, Sora, my beloved, no. She's like, I hate Nikke. Oh, she would probably be so pissed. But, I mean, the alternative is we get this wrong and we all die, so... Wait, me? But that would mean Sora... Well, obviously Sora's the culprit. A murder has to include the intent to cause harm by the murderer. But even if she's the culprit, she did it to save me. So now what? Forget why or how. We can't even decide on who's done it. How could this happen to me? There's no way that... How could a human being be considered a weapon? Even if he was unconscious. But... Okay, am I back in Sora's, like, point of view right now? But if it's possible, then what would happen to me? Oh, okay. I think it's the first time we've had such a lopsided... usually it's, like, pretty split down the middle. Interesting that Shiobai is on her side. Oh, objects. Weapons, by definition, should only be objects, so you consider yourself a tool, Nikke? Alright. Culprits. Wow, and also interesting, yeah, that Sora is, or that Yuriko is against Sora. Intent? Intent. You think he had the intent to kill? You can't just go ahead and pretend that didn't happen. Okay, okay, that's why he's on that side. Alright. The weapon and this one are... Wait, what am I even participating in this? Can you just shut up for once? He's like, it's not even worth giving you a response. Alright, whether or not Nikke was conscious doesn't matter. It was his hand that did it, not mine. Okay, our accounts match with each other. Conviction strong enough can be presented as evidence. Oh, ah, X. So, how long are we going to continue this? Just going in circles if we continue like this. Can we not just ask Monocrow? Probably wouldn't give us a straight answer. Yo, Sora, why are you so dead set on being against me? If you thought it was okay for me to die here and be safe in the real world, why didn't you apply that same thought process to you? Or is it the old, if I do it, it's right, but it's wrong if it's you? So, are you scared now that it's your body on the line? I can't leave this world yet. There's still something I have to do. Is there a way we can confirm who's technically the one that did it? Alright then, let's not waste any more time and ask someone who's sure to know who's done it. Someone who's sure to know the truth? The guy I talked about just a minute ago. Monocrow, you listening? Huh? You should know, right? Whether or not Nikke's hand could be considered a weapon. Why aren't you saying anything? Shiobai, you know I cannot answer that question. To answer the question would be to answer who's the culprit between Sora and Nikke. Is that how it works? I thought we were just gonna ask if Nikke could be considered a weapon. That ultimately decides who's the culprit after all, so we're basically asking him for the answer. Of course he wouldn't answer back. I was hoping it was worth a shot since you went haywire a while ago, so you're still bound by those rules. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Now this is quite the troublesome situation we're in. We'd have to decide it ourselves if Monocrow doesn't outright tell us. Hold on a minute. Shiobai? Let's go over everything again. Albino, reporter, and Yuki Maeda. You three should talk about what you each heard and did in the case. What? We already did that. Yuki, why don't we stop complaining and do what he says, just once. Maybe he has an idea or something. I agree. We're all going after each other, saying it's your fault, but this isn't the time for emotional drama between us. Let's save what we have to say about each other for now, and logically think this through once more. It's not like there's much more to say about this case, though. As I said before, I was kidnapped by someone, and when I woke up, Nikkei was unconscious and Big Bro attacked me. Frightened to death, I grabbed the glass shard on the ground and stabbed Big Bro in the neck. So I guess the question is, who kidnapped Yuki, though? Whoever had the taser, I would assume. Then I ran away and pretended I knew nothing. Maybe Shinji was the one who attacked him with the taser and brought him there for some reason? Same for me. I called Shinji out and was talking to him when he suddenly knocked me out. When I woke up, Shinji had bled out, dead, and I ran away from the scene. As I told you before, I went up to the power room through the secret passageway below and witnessed Yuki running away from the crime scene. And to save him from being executed, I grabbed the glass shard using Nikkei's hand and cut Shinji's throat. Although, I still don't know what made me do that. It seems like this is just a recalling of what they said before. And you're sure you said every last detail? Of course, I mean, every one of us has been exposed already, so there's basically no point in lying. Then we have a problem. Who was the one that caused the fire? Huh? Let's go over the facts. The power room was on fire. There's a secret fourth person. The power room was on fire, there's no doubt about that. According to our alibis, the only people that entered the power room are Albino, Nikkei, Yuki Maeda. Check. Now, let's assume all of you are telling the truth. Where the hell did the fire come from? Huh? You're right. What happened then? Aren't you acting a bit too surprised? Shiobai mentioned the fire once before in this trial. Yeah, but it was glossed over once every single one of you little shits started exposing each other. Now that the three of you had told the actual truth, we now need to readdress this problem. But why is the fire important? The Blacken's bound to be either Sora or Nikkei regardless of the fire. No, you may not have realized this with your barely functioning brain, but Shiobai is basically implying, is he saying that the fire was actually what killed him? One of the three who visited the power room may be lying. Yeah, there's a likelihood of any party falsifying their statement. We need to dig every last detail until we're sure we have everything right. I see. So, who caused the fire then? I know nothing. I told you everything I know. Same here. The fire at the power room. Even I don't know about that. Let's think this through step by step. I might be able to find something. I like how we're just switching back and forth between Shiobai and Sora. Oh man, because I did so well at this game last time I played it. Oh, not doing too good. Come on, please. At least let me get to the first question, please. Oh, didn't even get to the first question. Man, I'm not good at this. Wow, immediately. Seems to be a thing as I play this game, as I just progressively get worse. It's like I panic and just start to get worse at it. I should just try and just be chill. I'm not being chill. Come on. I think this is where I screwed up last time. Okay, there we go. Okay, in what order did the prime three suspects leave the power room? Oh, leave the power room. Yuki, Sora, and Nikkei, I think? Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Ooh, I should be down there. Ah. Oh no, I don't know if I'm gonna make it through to the end. Okay, there we go. Okay, please get this right. Please get this right. All right, who was left inside the power room after Nikkei left the power room? Oh, Shinji. Don't tell me that Shinji killed himself, like he somehow survived both the stabbings and then was like, I'm gonna sacrifice. No, that makes no sense. He's not gonna sacrifice himself because then there would be nobody to tell. Wow, that was awful. I'm just thinking of maybe it's like a sacrifice situation, except that would not be good because if Shinji sacrificed himself, if he ended up like killing himself somehow while everybody was gone, it would make it even harder to figure out who the culprit was. It'd be one thing if he wanted a situation where he wanted everyone to die, so he's like, I'm gonna make this a very difficult to solve murder by killing myself somehow. So they're saying that there's like a possible fourth person that could have set the fire? Are they saying that Shinji somehow set it? If the fire caught while Shinji was dead, what are the possible explanations? Oh. Shinji is still alive? That's kind of what I've been hinting at. That's crazy if it's true. Is it true? Oh my god. It is true. No way. No way! Shinji is made of stronger stuff. So none of them did it. Is it like Shinji didn't want... Oh my gosh, is it... Wait a minute. Oh wow. So is it the fact it's kind of like a situation where Shinji didn't want any of them to be the Blackened? Like he didn't want any of them to have his death on his hands? It's like he knew he was going to die, so he was like, I'm going to kill myself and then I will be the Blackened. And that way nobody has to blame themselves for killing me? Why could I see Shinji doing something like a self-sacrifice situation where like that way people can be absolved of, maybe especially like with, maybe he was thinking specifically of Yuki. Maybe he was like, I don't want Yuki to be the one to have killed me, so I'm going to somehow kill myself so that Yuki can be absolved of this, like the guilt of it. I don't know. This is crazy. Wait, Nikkei, when you left the power room, the fire wasn't there, right? Just how many times do I have to repeat myself? Yes, there was no fire. This could play into Shinji's PTSD. Maybe he wasn't thinking properly. Maybe he wanted to die. I hate to say it, but maybe he's in a situation where he just, like, wanted to end it. I thought it was some malfunctioning from the damaged machines that caused the fire. That means if someone did cause a fire, then it would be after Nikkei left the power room. It is also a situation where Nikkei said that he felt PTSD from, like, not being able to save someone he cared about. So maybe this is a situation where it's like he wanted to protect his bro. Like, I don't want bro to be found guilty of my murder, so I will let him be the Blackened. Does that mean someone else entered the power room once Nikkei left? That's impossible. Everyone excluding Sora, Yuki, and Nikkei all have sound alibis. You know, we still have not heard from where Shiobai was, though. Then we're back to deciding between Sora, Yuki, and Nikkei again. We told you, even we don't know. But then it doesn't make any sense. There's no one else that could have caused the fire. It's exactly as Iroha said. There's no one among us here right now that could have caused that fire. What? What are you trying to suggest, Sora? I'm saying I might have an idea on who actually caused the fire. Let me cut straight to the chase. We don't need to consider the possibility of someone else entering the power room after Nikkei left. Because there was only one other person in the power room. And that is Shinji. What? Sora, what do you mean? Shinji was dead at that point. What if he wasn't? If he was still alive, and if he had caused the fire, then everything we've set up until this point makes sense. Sora, are you hearing yourself? Didn't you say it yourself you delivered the finishing blow to Shinji? You're the last person I expected to say that. Yeah, not to mention it was his second fatal blow that he received on the same spot, mind you. How can anyone be alive after being stabbed and cut in the throat? You can. What? Normally, anyone would die, but there are cases where someone suffers that and still survives for more than 30 minutes. Trust me on this. I'm sure he's referencing someone like this actually happened in the previous game, but I don't remember who he's referring to specifically. What is with you, Mr. Nobody? You sound like you actually saw someone pulling that off. Well, I'm like him, I'm like, try to remember. Who is he talking about? I can't remember this. Are you alright, Teruya? Let's just ignore him and return to the topic at hand. So, are you saying that Shinji was still alive after all that? It makes no sense. Show me anybody who could stay alive for 1 minute with a bloody, torn-apart neck. Even I think I'm going a bit too far. After all, I'm the one who actually cut the throat using Nikkei's hands. Obviously, kind of funny that the one who actually did it would suggest such a thing. See? Even you're not sure of the whole thing, and whether Shinji caused the fire or not, he's dead now. Why should we care what a dead person did before they passed away? Well, Nikkei, maybe it's because if they kill themselves, then we would get this wrong if we wouldn't consider him. We need to decide the culprit among the living right now. Wait, reporter, what did you just say? Oh, among the living, right? What? I was just saying we should be talking about something else. Wow, is this going to be like a really quick... I mean, if Shinji was the one who killed himself, then that's it, like, done deal. This could be a really quick one unless we've got something... I mean, there's a lot of stuff we haven't looked over as far as I know, right? There's a... not that. What, the part about the culprit being one of us? Yeah, you said the culprit was among the living, eh? Let's break that thought and think of it this way. Do you have to be alive to become a culprit? What? What does that mean? Well, we definitely know from previous experiences that you do not have to be alive. Shut up. If Shinji Kasai caused the fire, the only ones who were in the power room, the alibis. Got it. We didn't even need to discuss Nikkei's hand being the weapon after all. Neither of you are the culprit. Then who are you saying the culprit is, Yuki? Yuki? Not him either. Well, technically speaking, there is no murder in this case. What? Hyobai, you aren't thinking what I'm thinking, are you? Yep, Shinji Kasai was killed by none other than by Shinji himself. In other words, it was a suicide. It really is playing into the previous games, isn't it? What? Jeez, are you trying to blow our ears out? Wait, what? So it was a suicide? What do you mean? But a suicide isn't a murder. Does that mean this class trial is cancelled? No, a suicide is still taking someone's life, so it doesn't go against the killing someone part of the rules. You gotta be kidding me, Shiobai. Are you crazy or something? How can you go from saying Shinji caused the fire to saying he killed himself? Why the hell would he do something like that anyways? Like I care about why the beef brain committed suicide. I just came up with it based on the evidence. Evidence? So you're saying there's evidence that Big Bro killed himself? Of course there isn't evidence like that. This isn't a problem of whether or not you have evidence. Sora, you said you killed Shinji using my hands. And Shinji was obviously dead from that point onward, right? Shinji committing suicide. Something did feel strange about this case while we were talking about the fire. But even I didn't think that far. But Shiobai must have realized something. We should talk about this more. Yeah, it'd be very much like Shinji to self-sacrifice, right? Okay, we got a couple of things that could be here. Shinji Kasai killed himself. Impossible. He must have died from getting his throat cut. But if we assume that, then there's no other way to explain the fire. As long as us three are in the position of plausible deniability towards the fire, Shinji Kasai being still alive and causing the fire is our most logical explanation. Wait, even if Shinji was alive... I don't get how we can get from there to Shinji suddenly committing suicide. I mean, Shinji killing himself after trying to attack us doesn't make sense in the first place. It's not like we have proof of it anyways. Oh, okay, so I'm guessing that's going to be what we have to choose. That's indeed true, but... then we're left with too many contradictions. Shiobai heard my remarks about the possibility of a suicide. He must know something. There must be traces of a suicide somewhere. I've just got to find it. Okay, let's go through... Okay, there's the Monocrow. So there's sharp cuts on the abdomen and in various places. There's the bruises on the body. Okay, details can't be looked into because of the burnt state of the body. Broken machines. Many of the unknown machines were destroyed. In addition, there was a large amount of blood on the rubble. Okay, maybe it's the broken machines? Okay, let's see what the other ones were, because we have a lot of options here. I'm gonna guess it's the broken machines. It could also be the bruises on the body. I think we've already used the burn marks as an option, so I'm not gonna say that one. I'm gonna go with the broken machines on this one. And then, oh, I can't remember who, was it Nikkei who said something? Ah, why didn't, there we go. Ah, that wasn't it. Shoot. Okay. Darn it. Ah. Oh, maybe it's not broken machines. Oh, shoot, no, that's not what I meant to do. Maybe it's the bruises on the body? Alright, we'll try that as well. Okay, there we go. Nikkei, if you want evidence, I've got some. Shinji's body actually had a lot more wounds than just the one on the neck. Ones other than the ones on the neck? Those were from the fire, right? No, that's what I thought earlier. But there was a lot of scratches on his body. Well, color me impressed. To think someone other than me would notice those amongst all the burnt marks. Scratches? There were scratches? When I cut Shinji's throat, there was no wounds other than the ones on his neck. I'm asking just to be sure. Nikkei, did you make those? Of course not. And considering he was still alive, if I did that, then I would be. He would have most likely become the culprit. Correct. The last person to harm the victim becomes the culprit. You haven't forgotten that, have you? Wait, so is that it? Even after getting fatal injuries by me and Sora, Big Bro was still alive. Then he hurt himself, so by those rules, he becomes the culprit? Doesn't feel right, though. People usually don't die from those scratches. Even if you create those wounds yourself, they aren't critical enough to kill you. So his death would have come from his neck wound anyways. Easy there. Recall the Monocrow file didn't report the cause of death in this case. Whether or not the cause of death is recorded on the Monocrow file is in itself a very important clue. Just like the time of death last trial, if this case ended with Albino Girl cutting his throat, then there'd be no reason to hide the cause of death. But the cause of death was missing, so that means there was a need to hide it in accordance with the culprit's intent. But as Nikkei said, saying the cause of death was those scratches does sound a bit off. No, the cause of death would have been from suffocation from inhaling too much carbon monoxide caused by the fire. Caused by the fire? Well, I guess that's what we thought when we first found the body. I thought he was burnt, not suffocated to death. If he was burnt to death, there should have been more time till the body discovery announcement. Simply put, it takes too long for a human being to burn to death. Correct, it's common knowledge a human dies more easily from suffocation than from incineration in a fire. I can guarantee that's the truth as the Flame Wizard myself. Normally, you'd be able to see distinct marks on the face if someone died from inhaling excess carbon monoxide. But he was burnt to the point where the face was unrecognizable, so we aren't 100% sure. Then how can you be so sure that he died from suffocation? Because that's the only way he could have ended his life as fast as possible. He probably first tried hurting himself by crashing his body into stuff, but he soon knew that wasn't— that's so sad. It's like he didn't want Nikkei or Sora or Yuki to be the culprit, so he basically was just trying to kill himself as fast as possible before the neck wound actually was the thing to kill him. Call it luck or whatever, but he actually caused a fire doing so. So he then probably decided to end himself that way. There's proof to suggest this happened. Actually, it was all over the power room. Okay, this is going to be the broken machines, right? There's traces. It could be the shards of glass, but I'm gonna guess it's the broken machines? Maybe? There is blood all over it, right? Yeah. Considering the relation between the fire and the scratches, Shinji must have bashed his body against the power room's machines to hurt himself. Most of the machines inside the power room were badly damaged, not to mention there being traces of blood on them. If someone the size of Shinji crashed into those machines with full force, I assume it'd be enough to break them and cause a fire. Hold on, now we're getting evidence left and right here. To be honest, I was half sure at first, but now it really feels like Shinji was alive at that point. See, Sora, Yuki, and Nikkei said they didn't know about the fire, and all the others have alibis, so they didn't even enter the power room in the first place. But if Shinji was still alive and did some act to end his own life, all of this makes sense. What a remarkable conclusion that explains everything. Even someone as brain-dead as Iroha could understand this. Don't call me brain-dead. In a sense, this trial only took longer because the three of you were stubborn and kept saying your own thing. I should have interfered from the start. I wasted so much time. I guess even Yuki and I weren't rational enough to check if Shinji was actually dead or not. If this is all there is to it, this is, you know, especially after the third trial being so amazing, this one's kind of a letdown, but I feel like it's it's gotta be more to it than this, right? Like, nah. That's why we never thought about Shinji being alive and killing himself. No way. So, it was just Shinji's suicide all along? There are still some things I don't get, but if Shinji really did take his own life, then Sora and Nikke both aren't culprits. Nobody here has to die. Monocrow, if the culprit's dead, then nobody has to die, right? Well, if the culprit really did kill himself, then yes. I'm not into pulling apart dead bodies or that kind of stuff. You heard him, Sora. I don't know why you did such a thing, but you... That doesn't mean I'm going to forgive her. Do you realize what kind of despicable act you've done? We do both survive from this. I'm not going to go over this matter that easily. I'm sorry. Of course, I'll pay my price. I'll do anything you want. Not really the happy closure I wanted, but it's over, right? Then let's vote for the... Wait, of course. Big Bro killed himself? Sure, we might have evidence. Why? He tried to kill me and attack Nikke. Why would someone like that suddenly decide to kill himself? He basically threatened 2 lives and then saved 3 lives. I just don't understand. That's not the issue here. The issue is getting the culprit right. No, this is a class trial. This is an important matter, no doubt. If there's a reason for doubt, then we should discuss it. I mean, don't you guys feel it's weird? Why did he suddenly have to take his own life? What if we're missing something? Looking at the evidence, Shinji must have killed himself, that's for sure. By ending the class trial right here and now, all 3 of us would survive. We've been through a lot, but that'd be the best outcome we could get results-wise. Should we be fine with it? Yuki has a point. With Shiobai's help and a bit of reasoning, we were able to deduce that Shinji took his own life. But we've only reached the conclusion. We still don't know the whole story. Did Shinji really take his own life? And if he did, then for what reason? Why isn't anyone speaking? Does anyone else know why Shinji committed suicide? Shiobai, you know something, right? Dude, can't you solve anything by yourselves, you incompetent idiots? You think I'm one of those futuristic cat-like robots that grants wishes or something? You don't have to know all that to deduce the case was caused by Shinji committing suicide. Every alibi fits, the plot was well scripted, and the case is sealed. Don't you get it? All's well that ends well. Who gives a shit about why he killed himself? So you should all vote and get the hell out of here. Every alibi fits. The plot being scripted. Oh, yeah, that's a... Is Shiobai actually the murderer? And he's just like... He's just been controlling all this? I don't know. This is weird. Wait, something's up. Yeah, the plot being scripted, right? That's a... that is a weird thing to say. Hey, Mikado, I don't know if this is the first time he's ever jumped in with something. Sora, I see you're pondering something. You see, I've been wondering about something as well. Don't you hate it when you know something's up, but you don't know what it is? How about we share about what has been bugging us? Okay, so which one do we got here? I was like, I wasn't even paying attention. Well, I guess the only one we haven't used yet, maybe, is the Monocrow file. There's this, oh, the stun gun, yeah. We gotta talk about that, that's right. Like, who used that stun gun? That reminds me, didn't Yuki say he was kidnapped by someone? Does anyone know who that someone could be? What are you talking about, Sora? What does that have to do with the reason Shinji killed himself? There was a burnt stun gun lying around in the crime scene. You told me you blacked out suddenly, right, Yuki? Perhaps he was attacked by someone using the stun gun. A stun gun, I think I did feel a jolt or something like that. But why bring that up? Don't you feel like something's off? If Shinji really is the culprit and he took his own life, why was Yuki kidnapped, and by whom? Huh? Even I didn't think that went through. I guess I was too focused on the culprit's identity. Well, it's Shinji, obviously. According to our line of reasoning, the only one to have hostile intent against our group was Shinji. You said that when you called Shinji over to the power room, you found Yuki there, right? If Shinji was the one who ambushed Yuki, then it would have been before he met up with Nikke. Don't you think it's a bit weird? Why would you kidnap someone only to meet up with someone right after? It is a bit weird, I guess. I don't know, no offense, but he might have just been, you know, a bit crazy in the head. If we're going by Nikkei's words, then Shinji was helping Void behind our backs and even tried to kill Yuki and Nikkei. Even if he did take his own life, maybe he was just one of those people who put up a front around us, but was acting crazy behind our backs. Hoo-hoo, I see that Shinji's image has fallen way off a cliff. I'm just saying this under the assumption that Shinji was behind all this. I didn't intend to mock the dead, even if they were the bad guy. I don't think Shinji's the bad guy. I refuse to believe it. Going by Nikkei's words. Wait. What? What about it? What about it? What about it? I don't know. I'm stupid. What is it? Sora? Nikkei, there's one thing I need to clear up with you. When you gathered us in the meeting room to tell us Shinji might be the traitor. Yeah? What about it? Where were you, and what were you doing after the meeting? Oh, Sora, what's the matter? Yuriko, please don't interrupt us for a moment. This is a very important matter we're dealing with. What do you mean? I went straight to talk with Shinji. After calling him out to the power room? Yeah? But why the power room? Why call Shinji over to such a creepy, dark place? Oh, as I mentioned before, even I didn't know well enough about the identity of the person working for Void. I just didn't want unwanted people entering or hearing our business, that's all. I found that a bit suspicious, Nikkei. If you really did believe Shinji was the traitor, shouldn't you have acted with a bit more caution? What are you trying to pull here? You'd better have a good reason for picking apart everything you say. He's like, I'm still mad about what you did to me before. I mean, doesn't everyone agree on this? If Shinji really was a dangerous threat, then Nikkei basically walked straight into the tiger's den alone, willingly. Come to think of it, you're right. Why didn't I notice that? Also, I'm dumb. I just realized that whether that's Hibiki or Kanade, I like that their X is like a musical note. I should pay more attention to that stuff. Nikkei, why would you do something so risky? Isn't it obvious? He's the mastermind behind this case. Whoa, okay, so he's not saying that he's the killer, but he's the mastermind. Whoa, okay, what? Wait, Shiobai, I thought you said you wouldn't interfere with this matter. You know what's the most annoying thing about this trial? I can't end it on my own and have to wait for you idiots. If you idiots aren't satisfied with just the culprit's identity and want to know the whole picture, then I figured I should join in and get this over with quickly. Wait, Sora, so are you agreeing with Shiobai that Nikkei was the mastermind of this case? I'd say it's still based on instinct, but considering Shiobai's on my side, there seems to be some logical ground behind all this. Of course there is. I'm genuinely surprised you fools haven't realized it yet. Wait, you should have told us sooner if you had realized the truth. What for? Why the hell do I have to care about what Nikkei Yomiuri schemed under your noses? All we gotta do was vote for Shinji, and bam, the trial would have been over. This is like a bonus stage. It's like, yeah, you know, the trial would be pretty boring if we just ended it. Be like, all right, Shinji committed suicide, and we're done in like an hour. But yes, it's the why. We want to know why this happened. A complete waste of time that doesn't contribute anything to my progress. But you're still going to help us, right? Huh, help, eh? Yeah, that might be the word for it. Honestly, you don't even have to think too deep about this. The one who kidnapped Yuki, the one who framed Shinji, it was all done by the reporter over there. Oh shit, so Sora's like, well now I feel less bad about trying to have you be the Blackened, Nikkei. Framed? Wait, what does that mean? Nikkei, you're not going to say all that stuff you told me was a lie, are you? I did all that because I believed in your words. Oh, whoa, Teruya. If there was any ill intent in all this, I will never forgive you. Answer me. Wow, so Nikkei was... So was he the one to maybe tell Teruya that... Wait, hold on. Wow, okay, what are they talking about? Wow, Nikkei, you all got some fucked up sense of humor? Me, the mastermind of this case? I'm a victim here, for crying out loud, you little Look, I'm trying my best out here, trying to fuck over Mikado. Wow. So this was all because of his hatred of Mikado that much, huh? You won't believe me? The hell? Answer the question, Nikkei. Were you the one who ambushed me? What do you mean framing, big bro? Tell us the truth. Let's not do this, guys. We could have all taken the easy way out. As if I haven't got enough shit to deal with. So, ooh, this is going to be an interesting situation where, like, he's still going to be alive after all this, but we're all going to be pissed with him about what he did. And then he's going to be pissed at Sora for trying to frame him for murder. If you guys don't believe me, then I can't trust you back. Nikkei, I know I should be ripped to shreds for what I did to you, and we're going as far as to suspect you. I imagine you're angry and upset. You have every right to be, but... That is exactly why you need to sincerely answer us. If you're truly innocent, then I might have sinned again against you. But even so, this is something we can't look over. Shut up. You think you have any right to suspect me, you dirty rat? The girl's not worthy, eh? Then how about I take over, little newsie? The fact the stun gun found on the crime scene was burnt meant it was there before the fire happened. Thus, the person who had the stun gun has to have visited the power room before the crime happened. Interesting that he would just leave it there, though. I guess he just panicked and ran off and forgot the stun gun, right? Because that seems pretty sloppy. That would be Sora, Yuki, and Nikke, right? Correct. The stun gun was probably used immediately after the meeting. Hey, fact check this for me. You said you were attacked shortly after leaving the meeting room? Yep. You've got to be kidding me. Sora and Yuki were there in the break room as well. And Sora also went to the power room, so shouldn't she be a suspect as well? No, Sora has an alibi. She talked with me on the top floor after leaving the meeting room. You remember that, don't you, Sora? Huh? You met up with me, remember? We're talking about your alibi here. I mean, I still don't get the stuff you did in this case, but whatever happened, happened. Right now, you should focus on the trial. Yeah, she's right. I had a conversation with her shortly after leaving the meeting room. Oh, Sora, there you are. You alone? Yeah, excluding Yuki Maeda himself, Albino Girl has an alibi. So by process of elimination, the only person capable of using the stun gun on Yuki is Newsy. That may be true if we look at her alibis, but Sora's in a much more suspicious position if we look at the bigger picture. She used some witchcraft to go through the floor and ended up below the power room. How do you explain that? Well, she might have used some other trick to kidnap Yuki and brought him to the power room. That's a much more plausible explanation, I'd say. Well, Sora, try disproving that. I can't tell you the exact details about what happened then, but how I fell from the top floor and ended up there has nothing to do with the case. The thing is, somebody pushed her. I also want to know who the heck pushed her. Please trust me on this. If you're able to apparently teleport around the tower, like her being able to phase through the floor, then does that mean that somebody was able to teleport up to the top without me seeing them and pushed me off? See? She's hiding something. And maybe Nikke knew about it. Maybe somehow he teleported up to the top floor and pushed me off as well. I don't know. I feel like this case is getting away from me a bit here. Trust? Well, that's fucking hilarious. You think we cared about trust when we sent Hajime, Emma, and the twins to hell? This bitch dirtied my hand just because she was too scared to take the shot herself. And you guys say you can't trust me, but you believe her? Spreading fake news even inside the trial, eh? Hey, Newsy, shut the fuck up. They all got alibis. Maybe you should stop worrying about your hands being dirty and worry about your ears. If Normie Boy got kidnapped right after leaving the break room, how the hell could Albino Girl achieve that while talking with the hostess? But that doesn't prove that I had the stun gun. Are you suspecting me just based on process of elimination? Of course that's not all there is to it. You said you got attacked by Shinji in the power room? Now that's comedy if I've ever seen it. But Shiobai, even Sora and Yuki stated Nikke was unconscious. And Sora even went as far as to use Nikke's hands. He would have realized what was going on if he was just pretending. Who said he was pretending? Of course, don't tell me he used the stun gun on himself. Who said he was pretending? Of course he was out cold for real. But why? He actually fainted for real? Wait, I got it. Yep, he was actually carrying the stun gun. Oh my god, he would have been able to use it on himself to knock himself out. What? Heh, you say I used the stun gun on myself? You're one to talk about fake news. We've got a newbie fantasy writer here. Fake? Then why don't you explain what happened? What did Shinji Kasai use to knock you out? I don't know, he just kind of tackled me suddenly. If you got knocked out from being tackled, it was either because the impulse you received was massive or he hit your vital point. That kind of injury is sure to leave a mark somewhere on your body. So come here and get naked, don't worry, I'll be gentle. With a stun gun, is it the kind of stun gun you have to make direct contact with? Either way, imagine like the prongs, right? They would leave some sort of like little burn mark. Because we've had situations in these games where stun guns have been used, and I feel like they do, like, they leave a little mark on you. Nikke did look somewhat awkward, now that I think about it. Amidst all the debris and chaos in the crime scene, he looked unusually unharmed lying down. You're right, I only caught a glimpse, but there was no sign of injury or struggle on Nikke. Wow, so he was willing to sully Shinji's good name to make him think that he attacked him. But then Yuki did say that Shinji attacked Yuki, so there's that as well. Hold on, that means when he said it all started when Shinji attacked him. The brat lied about everything from the start. That's not all. If Shinji didn't attack Nikke, that means he didn't have any reason to. No reason to attack? So that implies It was all a lie. The talk about a traitor, Big Bro being suspicious, everything. I told you, newsy friend Shinji. I don't know his objective, but his goal was probably to cause a fire between Yuki and Shinji from the start. Nikkei, you little... Wow. Ha, idiots. What? I don't know about a single thing you're talking about. Don't play dumb, you little bastard. And what was that thing like Teruya? He was saying to Teruya, I guess, yeah, he told... So Nikkei told them, yeah, that, like, wow. Not quite on the level of Kanade, like, planning everything way, way, way back, but Nikkei... I was starting to like him, too. I was starting to come around on him. I mean, he... I can't say this completely, you know, makes me say that he's a hateable character, but, like, was the fact that he admitted he was void and wanted to work with us, was that a lie, too? I don't know, don't care. You got any proof? And I'm not talking about some loose conviction you've got against me. And maybe Nikkei, his justification will be like, Shinji was, like, not important. I'm, you know, I'm void. If I want to stay here to protect you guys, like, I'm doing this for you. But this doesn't feel like... He could say that he's, like, he needs to stay alive because he needs to help us out, being kind of like a member of Void. But I think it's just he hates Mikado so much, maybe, that he's like, I want to kill Mikado, even if it means the rest of you die as well. If you haven't got proof, you can always fabricate the truth. That's how it works with a scoop. You can create the most horrifying rumors about the kindest people. You can make political giants fight each other over a simple lie. That's how easy it is, man. Huh, Nikkei. So, are those the renowned articles you've been putting up? So what? If you got nothing to back your words up, every lie has a potential to become the absolute truth. That's how society works. So let me see some evidence I caused everything, damn it. Is this really Nikkei? Is this the Nikkei we knew all along? He was a void, but he put his trust in us by betraying the voids. And I've done something horrible to him. Perhaps I don't have the right to condemn him. But even so, he must... Oh! Okay. I guess we're coming to the end, but after the last trial, I don't know if I can necessarily trust that this is truly the end of it. Oh, okay, interesting. Okay. Oh! Okay, we got pink ones, too. Which are way more to do. Oh, we don't even have any green ones or yellow ones. Okay, this is gonna be tricky. This might be harder than the Kanade one. Yeah, that takes like 4 or 5 bullets to use. Oh. Ah! This could be difficult, actually. I could just keep going for the blue ones. Oh my gosh, why? Feels like my arrow keys are going crazy. Okay, come on, blue, 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 blue. Okay, finally, but that's only the second phase. Oh, thank goodness. I was like, it is not fair if they're only doing blue and pink ones. Okay. Oh, we're not done yet. Okay. No, 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 no. Ah. Oh, that happened. That is so annoying. That happens sometimes where when I'm trying to get something in the middle, my arrow just suddenly shifts over. Okay, this is it. The missing gun. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about the gun. Where's the gun? I'm still so confused by this. Like, Shinji would still technically be the Blackened, right? If he killed himself, then is there a point to doing this? I guess we're uncovering the truth about the mastermind, but if Nikke didn't technically kill Shinji, then what do we do in this situation? Special shoutouts to my top tier patrons: Revealing Storm, Lynn's VA, Kenji Storm, Icognito, Kevlar, Izuzu, Charlie L7, Jesse Pelletier Lemire, and Lucas Gomes.